from your Word document. You can copy it from a text document, a PDF, anywhere. But you have to remember it comes with styles. So if your Word document has a bunch of formatting on there that you want to keep or that you want to lose, you have to keep that in mind. So in order to do that, right here you got two tabs, Visual and HTML. Visual is what you see is what you get, right? HTML is the coding. Here you have one row of option. One option is the toggle full screen, and that wasn't what I wanted. So show hide kitchen sink. If you click that, you get another row of options. And you have to do that. They only come with the one row to start off. Now, I just copied my text. I'm going to bring it over here, and I know it's free of styling, but if I didn't know and I want it free of styling, I would do this, paste as plain text. Then this screen pops up, and then I can paste it. Control V if you don't know. And then I can insert.
And when you say styling, did you say that means like bolded, italicized?
Yeah, bolded, different colors. And you can make all those choices here with these options. You just hover your mouse and it'll tell you what it does. But if you already styled it in a Word document, you can copy it with those styles. And then that's where you would use this.
Would you have
paste
done
from Word.
HTML instead of visual if it was already
No.
styled?
Why make it harder than it needs to be?
Okay, visual.
I mean, I know it doesn't mean I have to use it. You know, I mean, simple is better. Now, there's a case where if I want to make it do something that this thing doesn't say it can, then I know the code to make that work, and it does abide by it most of the time.
So by clicking visual, it didn't make it just be plain text. You had to actually go to that plain text. If you'd done visual and just did paste, it would have come up the way it was on another page.
Right. Right. So anyway, we're just typing what is career transition group. I'm taking, this is my post header or my page. Well, it was a post header. Now I'm going to make it. I'm just moving things around. It's just like a Word doc. You know, you're working in a Word doc. So now I want this to be a header instead of a paragraph. So I style it right here. I don't want it a huge header. I think I'll go with heading 2, see what it gives me. And then I'm going to publish. I don't have to publish. I could preview, I could save draft, but I'm going to publish. And then here, after it's done, you can just click here to view page. And then you scroll down, you see what it did, and that's awesome. Oh, but I don't like that home right up there at all. So because of that, I'm going to have to see what about this I can change, or the easiest thing to do. And I am about easy. Whoops, too many buttons. The easiest thing to do is just take that home off.
You do that from edit page?
Yeah, you got to be on the edit page. So I just take the home off and I update.
You have to save every time?
Yes, always update, always update.
And you do that through their update button, not on your save?
I don't have a save.
You don't have a save?
So yeah, just their update button. Now, taking that title off does put me at a disadvantage when I want to go into my settings. And I'll show you about that now, because I want to determine my blog post page and set that where the home page isn't my blog. I don't want that to be my blog. I want it to just be my information. So in order to do that, I need to have a page to set as my blog. So I need to make a page. So we're going to add a new page. And we're going to just call it blog. We'll call it a vibrant blog. Vibrant CTG blog. And then we'll just publish it. I just got to make a page. That's all I got to worry about. I don't have to put anything on there. Then I go to my settings on this far left-hand side, and they got lots of options. Just click it once, and then that's your main settings. So here I have the site title and the tagline. Now these are search engine optimization friendly words. They're a great place to take advantage of your search engine optimization. Don't mess with your URL and your site address unless you know what you're doing. It should be what you're working on. It should be your domain name, unless you got something else going on, but leave it alone. The email address is mine, so you want to make it yours. Membership, anyone can register. Well, I don't really want this as a, sign up and register on my blog thing, so I'm leaving that empty for now, but I can always change my mind.
Why not?
Let's see. The next thing to worry about is your time zone. You do have to change it, otherwise your times won't work with what, when you, like if you schedule a post to happen, it's not going to be the right time because your time zone is not right. So make sure your time zone is right. You can click your options here, and then they've got some really crazy things I don't understand. I didn't look into it, but I know what mine is. It's UTC -4. So it works for me.
So how would they?
How do you know what?
Well, you can play with it. That's what I did because, like, if I clicked UTC -1130 and then saved changes, and then I look down here, it'll say 3:14 a.m. and it is not that time.
That is not good.
Right. So then you're like, okay, that's -1130. Do the math. I'm not good at that. So, and then they have choices of countries.
What would be the easiest choice?
Remember,
Pick the
UTC
country.
-4.
Yeah, because we're all in the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, Eastern time. It's Eastern time.
Okay.
Right, and they don't have that
Sorry, the
choice.
timeline.
Otherwise, I
But
have
don't use
Eastern time.
Greenwich Mean Time anymore.
Yeah.
But now I'm
Count backwards.
Right.
lost. Look, they got North Dakota. No, yeah.
No, you don't want that.
North Carolina doesn't
There
know.
was no
You want
Carolina.
Charlotte. Raleigh,
No, there's
Carolina
no.
comes after.
Georgia, Atlanta.
No.
New York.
Or
It's probably New York.
Asia. All right, now I don't even know where my U's are. Atlantic, Australia, Europe,
We're either first or last usually.
Yep.
Indian, Pacific.
Creative.
Is Eastern coming?
Here they are.
There's my U's. All right, so -4. And then save changes. So that's some fun to play with. The other thing I want to tell you about is that you've got the writing here. You can choose how, for your blog settings, how many lines it's going to show on your blog. 20 lines is the default. I don't really mess with this. Formatting, I don't mess with this. The default post category, until you make some categories up, don't mess with it because they're not going to give you any options.
Yeah, so can we talk about what that might mean for a second?
Sure.
Okay, so what that means is, well, that size of post box, so that means there's going to be 20 lines of print, and then it would say read more and click here, and it would open up further. So if you want to show that you have many posts when people land, you want to keep that small so that, like, that doesn't interest me, but that interests me. Because if the first thing they see doesn't interest them, you'll have a second thing there. Does that make sense? Okay. And then the categories, like if you go to somebody who blogs a lot, like if you go to Seth Godin, like I would really suggest everybody look at Seth Godin's website. He's a marketing guru, and he's pretty irreverent with his blog, but it has got a ton of, I mean, I don't mean content-wise, I mean like the way he goes about it. Like he might post a sentence, but people love him and think he's a genius, and so they just they look at every little thing he posts. And he is pretty genius, actually.
Michael Hyatt's a good one too.
But when they post, they go in after you set up categories. So for example, like if we go back to JD's example, I said, you know, like overcoming adversity might be, you know, one of his things, or work, you know, maybe he's going to talk about being in education, okay, or because he works at Mooresville High School, or he's going to talk about leadership. He might have different categories. So one would be academic, you know, dealing with high schoolers, whatever. He's going to have different things because certain people may want to read what he has to say about being an administrator in a school, but not really care to read about his overcoming adversity stuff. You know what I mean? Like people have so much to choose from to read that you want to make it really easy for them to get to exactly what they want from you.
Right.
Because he's going to have 3 things that he can talk about, but expertise around, or, you know, like Barney Barnum, he would write about speaking, right? Okay, so, you know, and then he might have specific ones where he talks about Toastmasters, because he's been a distinguished Toastmaster.
Youth leadership, I'm writing about right now.
Okay,
Awesome.
so,
Right
so he's
now.
got
Awesome.
youth leadership,
Yeah.
Toastmasters,
States, the entire state.
speaking in general, you know, he's gonna have 2 or 3 key things.
Right. So that's really good use of your time. Can I ask you, Barney?
Hosting, I'd like to know what that cost, the hosting thing, you mentioned the deluxe.
Right.
Setting that up, what's the range of that?
Okay, I believe you can get the deluxe hosting for about $63
Year.
a year. And that's going on your own. That's not hiring somebody to do it for you. So like if you were to hire me, I charge $200 a year. And the reason I do is because I hook you up and maintain everything. And if you've got an issue, you call me. And then I take care of it. I go and call GoDaddy and make sure everything gets hooked up. But that's how the prices are. So if you go to another company, you have to pay more for their service and their expertise.
Tell a horror story to the group about signing up. Comedian friend by the name of Sid Davis, travelingcheap.com. I discovered just recently when my computer crashed that domain cheap.com is in Berlin. They have over 500 computers sitting there, and when I could not get on my computer, my computer guy had to make contact with them directly to try to solve the problem. And they said, well, we just need to access it in a different way. See, so his comment was, go to another computer. So they have all these computer banks. When they get filled up, then you just have to have a request, but you got to be smart enough to know their language and talk to them, which I do not. The issue is that, you know, sometimes that's when you get kicked off. That's one of the reasons. They get overbooked, they get overbusy. GoDaddy probably got the same situation.
Right.
When they get so busy, they go to another computer bank that stores everything.
Right.
And that's
That is the
issue.
4th generation technology. I just learned that myself. Good stuff. I mean, it's not great stuff. It's the easiest thing to do. And it takes a little bit of time and effort to figure out this logic called widget logic. Bless WordPress.org for their codex. That's their terminology and their support. So, but anyway, you do learn on a situational basis. Do you agree, Kathy? Yeah, trial and error big time. But here, I know that this will, if you select it, or you have to allow it, you have to press this as a bookmark, a little app that runs in your browser and lets you grab bits of the web. Now this might make it easy for you to make a posting. And I've done it before, one time, honest. But it's a setting that you have to allow. And then I think you have to like drag and drop this up here. Somewhere in your, it says drag and drop the following link to your bookmarks bar, or right click it and add it to your favorites for a posting short. Remember I took the word home out? So I have a blank space right here. If I had left home there, it'd be there. So I'm going to select
That's your
it.
identifier is gone.
Right. So I'm going to click that space and it works. Now the post page, I want to be, oh, we did never finish making the, must not have, hang on a second. I must not have published it.
Yeah, are you guys clear on what your latest posts or static page, the difference between those two? Are you guys clear?
As much.
Would be, which, you know, your latest post would be, like when people open up your blog, do they want to see the latest thing you've written? Or do you want to have like a landing page and then they go to the latest thing you've written?
Your home page that isn't technically your home, which you've designated as a static page because you took home off of it?
Correct.
Okay, making sure I'm following it right.
Are you following it
I
right?
think so.
Okay, you're advanced. What's
I'm
everybody else
getting there.
doing?
I'm learning.
You good?
I'm just gonna pay Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. So you figured out our madness.
All right, so I don't know why, but I remember doing this a minute ago, the Vibrant blog, and it didn't take effect. So I'll just do it again.
Yeah, watch, okay, so start over and tell them again, but sometimes we have to do it 2 or 3 times.
Right.
Because we're adult learners.
Right.
7 times.
And so
Seven
I know
times.
I set up the
Seven
Vibrant
times.
blog page, but for some reason it didn't take. Maybe I clicked the button too fast and went away from it too soon. So I just go ahead and redid it. I did new page, and then I went and I typed the name of the page, and then I set update.
You did do that.
And I'm gonna do it again. So I updated it again, and now I'm gonna be sure it's there. I'm gonna click view page, and it says my Vibrant blog is right there. Sweet. Now I'm gonna exit out of there because I don't want 100 windows open.
But your Vibrant blog was just like the home thing sticking up.
I'm not worried about that right now because that's a setting that I can deal with later. That styling, this is the configuration. The styling we worry about in a little bit. But for this part of it, I want to say for the post page, and it's still not there. You know why it's not there? Who knows why it's not there? I know Cassie does. Okay, you saw how I just navigated. I fixed it on one page, one browser window tab, and then I came back to this other tab. What did I fail to do?
Save the changes.
I failed to refresh my settings. So that's why it didn't take place. So if you're wondering, it's not there, I need to refresh. So everything I've done, I'm just gonna save changes, and it'll refresh in that place. And then I'm gonna try it again. Oh, there it is. Post page, Vibrant blog. Select it, and then I can choose my other settings. Do I want this blog page to show at most 10 posts? How many posts do we want?
Showing on a page.
On a page, on our,
3.
yeah. So if we show only three posts on the page.
4.
I'm gonna explain something. Showing only 3 posts on the page, that gives us more pages. Because they're gonna have, like, say we had 25 posts. Then after the 3, they're gonna have to click the next.
The next page.
Right, and then the next and the next to have that amount of pages. So it really gives you more
Page.
We get more juice that way?
more juice, more lottery chances. It's really a good thing. So we're gonna set this to 3 or 4, however many you prefer. The syndication fee, I really don't worry about that. Let it show 10, let it show 20. I mean, what that is your RSS feed. So when you set up a blog, you have an RSS feed that you can point people to, and they can sign up and be alerted whenever you've made a blog posting. They don't have to keep checking every day. They're alerted. Oh, she made a new post. I can go and see what she said. So that's what your RSS is. That's what the syndication is. Any more than that, Google it. Great information. That's the extent of my knowledge. All right, and so I just leave that blank. 10 at default.
For each article and each feed show what going on.
Yep. For each article in a feed, show full text or summary. Now that is what Nicole was actually speaking about. If you want the full posting, or let's just take snippets and then it'll read more. It'll have a view more. So now sometimes I've played with this and it doesn't work. It is theme sensitive. So everything doesn't always work the way it's designed to work. You have to research and figure out a workaround. And that's what Wordpress is all about. A bunch of workarounds. So I'm going to say summary, save changes, and see if we get what we want. So I'm going to go to the website now and see what we're looking at. Here's my navigation automatically. Sample blog, Vibrant blog. Notice there's no home page. Okay, take note of that. We're on the home page. But if I was to click the Vibrant blog, I don't see no home page, right? I don't see any home page. Thank you. What do you guys normally do if you don't see a home page? Freak. I don't think that's the right answer.
I assume that I'm there. At the homepage.
Okay, well, what's another option? And as I'm moving my mouse, what's another option?
Look for links. Click on the logo.
Right. Your logo. I mean, most people do that automatically. You know, they know that. Some people don't. Now, so that's the choice you have to decide in your navigation. Do I want a home button or don't I? So if we want the home button, we need to go put that home back on there.